welcome to Sarah's Stamping Retreat. Today we're going to be adding different textures to our cards, and one of my favourite ways to do that is to add some stitching. So we're going to be using this Stitching Die of the Month Club from Spellbinders, and it's a really lovely ice cream. So you get the cone, which cuts out this bit and this bit to go around the cone. So you could just leave it like that, and you can see it looks really nice in that textured cardstock as well. I don't know if you see that texture on screen, but I've used kind of like a linen style cardstock, so that adds extra texture as well. And then I've cut these two pieces, so you can layer those two pieces on, or you can choose not to, but I'm going to today. And those you cut with these pieces. Then we've got the sentiments. I've cut one of these, but we'll probably not use it today, and so they fit inside this die and they emboss the sentiment into the banner. So you've got have a cool summer and also have a sweet day, and then you've got the ice cream bit. So you've got just the ice cream that you can use on your own. You can layer it with this piece to get this, which is the ice cream with the stitching, and then you've got this piece that you can layer on top as well. And then we've got this really cute little cherry and the cherry stalk and leaf as well. So let's go ahead and stitch these stitching pieces. I like to use 2 strands of embroidery thread when I'm sewing these. And because we're just doing it on cardstock, I'm just going to tape my loose end at the back rather than having to kind of trap it in. I find that much easier than the traditional sewing method. And then I'm going to go up here, and with these dies it's really simple to see where the stitches are intended to go because they're all embossed into the actual piece. You might be able to see the lines that are on there. So I'm just following the lines. So I'm going big stitch down, and then I'm going up the hole next to it and a big stitch up, just following the lines. So it's really, really simple, and it's also very quick. It won't take more than a couple of minutes to go up and down this piece. So you've got that, and then I can just secure the end at the back again with some more tape. So super quick and simple. And I'm going to grab another 2 strands, and I can attach that at the back of there. And this time we want to do a bit of a crisscross. So I'm going to start in this corner here, and I'm going to go diagonally. But I'm kind of just really doing the same as what I did last time. So I'm going diagonally to that hole, down, up the next hole, and diagonally across again. And I'm keeping doing that, going down into the next hole, diagonally across, down into the next hole, diagonally across. And then I'm going to work back the other way. So I'm going into that one, and then I'm going to go diagonally this way. So I'm going to work my way out to one side, and then I'll go the other way as well. So I'm just doing exactly the same but across the other way, so then you get this crisscross. So I'm going up and diagonally across, up and diagonally across. And now I've got to that edge. I don't have that much left, so I'm just going to secure this bit behind. And then I'm going to carry on going the other way. So I'm just completing that crisscross pattern. And of course you can make up your own stitches for this. I'm just doing it the way that it's intended. And I think that looks really cute, and now I've got all my pieces to be able to make up my cone. So I can glue these on. And then I can glue this piece along the top. Now we can move on to the ice cream piece. So I'm using quite tonal threads today to give the appearance of texture rather than adding colour, but you could of course add colour if you wanted to do that as well. So then in this one I'm going up the centre, and then I'm going to go to each of these holes around the side in turn. So each time I'm going up one of the holes and then back into the middle. So then I can glue on this bit. So then the second thing I'm going to do to add a little bit of texture to my card is use this gorgeous red Glitz embossing powder on my cherry. So I'm going to cover the cherry with some embossing ink, and then I'm going to cover that in the red Glitz. Now I can heat it up. And then how fun is that to have a glittery red cherry for the top of our ice cream. So then I'm going to glue the cherry and the leaf and the stalk together. Then I'm going to add the foam pad onto the back of this cherry, and I'm going to add it here over this little hole on the ice cream. And then I'm going to add some glue behind here. I'm going to glue that onto there. So the next way that I am going to add some texture to this card is by using my BETTERPRESS. And I love my BETTERPRESS, but if you don't have this, you could do something similar using a stamp, or you could heat emboss, you could emboss within an embossing folder to add some texture to your background. So this is the BETTERPRESS of the month for June. If you saw Saturday's video, you'll have seen me foiling with this. It's called Summertime Palms. It's really beautiful. So I'm going to pop this on here, and I'm going to centre it over the A2 panel because that's the size that we want. So then I'm going to add a rolled up bit of Best Ever Craft tape to the back of here just to hold it onto here. I'm going to line that up on my grid lines here. So then I want to try this out with my Eucalyptus Fresh Dye Ink. So I'm going to use this Eucalyptus ink. And then I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine. And that's worked really nicely. So I did actually recently buy just 4 of the proper BETTERPRESS coloured inks. But I wanted a more sagey green to go with this today. So I decided to try out the Eucalyptus Fresh Dye Inks, but I think that looks really beautiful. So then for my sentiment, I've used the Glimmer of the Month Club, which is these sentiments. So they look like this. They're just kind of like summery sentiments. And I hot foiled that onto the pink cardstock with the champagne foil. And then I've cut them out with the coordinating die, which also comes in that Glimmer of the Month set. So you get the foil, the glimmer plate and the die in that club. So I've got the rest of the sentiments in here, and then I'm going to use There Is Nothing Better Than Ice Cream and You. So then let's put my card together. So I'm going to glue this letterpress piece onto my card front. And I've created this frame, so I've just cut a piece of pink cardstock the same size as my card front, and then I've used this die, which is the second largest of these straight edge dies from this nested scallop frame set from Alex Siberia Designs. So I've used that to cut a rectangle out of the middle of there. So then I'm going to use some foam tape to add this onto my card. So I'm going to put that on there. Now I'm going to add some foam pads behind my ice cream cone. And then I'm going to put some foam strips behind here as well. And then there we've got our finished card. So I really hope that you enjoyed creating today's card with me and adding lots of different textures. If you enjoyed today's video, I'd really appreciate you clicking like below, and you can also press subscribe if you'd like to see future videos. If you press the bell button and select all, then YouTube will also notify you when I've got a new video available. All of the products that I've used for today's cards are listed in the description below. There's also a link there to my blog where you can find a picture supply list if that helps you find what you're looking for. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you again soon.